Hi, I'm Lulu and welcome to Lulu's Way. I'm really glad you're here. Today I'm here with my friend Marianne and we were just talking about getting the knock.
Have you ever gotten the knock?
I asked her if she ever gotten the knock and she said once, and I haven't shared this with my people yet, but I got the knock when I was in Maine, and I'm going to tell you that story. But let's hear your story first.
So let's see. When I first started, I was like, okay, where am I going to park? And I found this great hospital spot in the emergency room in Florida.
Oh, people say that that's a good spot.
Yeah, and this one was, it was large enough where I was under a bunch of trees. It was a big parking lot. The emergency room was way over there, and I thought this just looks like a regular parking lot, not like a small thing where people could see going, not brightly lit, very dark. And I thought, this is awesome. Okay, good. So I'm thinking, well, this is a good thing for me to do, is hospital parking lots. So I was in another place, and I thought, well, where am I going to park? And there was a hospital, and their emergency room was not the same. It was light, and it was near the street, and I think people, like the entrance to the hospital was right there.
So why the emergency parking lot opposed to, like, say, the visitor parking lot? Why would the emergency be better?
I think because I just felt at the time, and maybe not now, but at the time it was kind of like, well, how do you know I'm not going in here for an emergency?
Right, okay, yeah.
And so I suppose, but visiting hours end,
oh, yeah.
right? So maybe that, so I figured the emergency. So I'm in this other hospital parking lot. I didn't like the setup of this emergency parking lot. So I started driving around the hospital, and I found a parking lot behind the hospital that I thought, oh, this is more to my liking. So I pulled in there, and apparently it was the employees' parking lot, which is policed by security. So I'm asleep maybe for an hour or so, and knock, knock, knock. And I thought, oh my God, what is that? And so I thought, just don't breathe. And I said, don't move, they'll never know I'm in here. Oh yeah, they weren't giving it up.
Oh yeah.
She just kept at it. It was a female security thing. So she kept at it, and finally I thought, oh, she's not going away. So she was nice enough, and as we were saying, it's like, you know what, leave. And I'm like, it's not the end of the world. And so then she told me that I could go to a Cracker Barrel up the street, and I thought, oh, okay, because I didn't even know about Cracker Barrels at the time.
Oh, okay.
And so I ended up going up to the street to the Cracker Barrel. That became my new home. That's where I go all the time when I go to Florida now, is I go to that Cracker Barrel.
What town is it?
In St. Pete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it became a great thing. It's behind a Holiday Inn thing, and yeah, it's a great spot for me.
Good.
So that bad knock turned into a good thing, because she was nice about it.
She was
like,
helpful.
Leave, and I said, oh, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, you could sleep overnight, but you can't do it here. You can go up the street to the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
Anybody that I've ever heard of that talks about getting the knock, they always get helped to find a new space.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, get out of here, who do you think you are?
Yeah, no.
It's like, it's a whole different thing.
You know, for me, it felt like I don't know who it is. Like, obviously it was security, because I didn't realize I was in a place where they had security, right? And so it was just a thing of, if I show my face, like, what am I going to encounter?
Yeah.
That was just what my fear was.
Right,
It wasn't a security guard or something, because who cares?
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
But it was fine.
Yeah.
So I just went up, and I go, and I've been doing this now for a couple of years, and that was the only time.
Yeah.
And I was in a wide open Walmart parking lot up in New Hampshire, and I went to sleep thinking, is this okay? And I woke up the next morning going, I guess it's okay.
I slept in a Walmart parking lot when I was in New Hampshire, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. And I didn't see any signs, and then I slept there overnight, and then in the morning I got out to bring my trash over to the barrel, and right next to the barrel was a sign that said no overnight parking. So I was there overnight, and it said no overnight parking, and sometimes no overnight parking doesn't even mean anything.
No. And so, what we were just talking about too is that who's going to police it?
Yeah.
When they say no overnight parking, the workforce of today, I'm not sure that they really care.
Yeah.
If it was my business, and I think, what are you loitering around my business for? And I'm concerned. Right. But a Walmart, unless cops have an agenda, and really they have nothing better to do. And if they do, I think they'll be helpful too. So I think it's not a concern.
Yeah, I don't think it's a concern either.
So
let me tell you what happened to me. I was in Maine just a couple of weeks ago, and when I left Acadia National Park, that's when I started heading south. I was coming home because I had got the news about the cat. So I stopped in Portland because I had my Healthy Food, Healthy Life Zoom meeting at 6 o'clock. And I had like another hour and a half to go to get home. And I said, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to have my dinner. And it was a Planet Fitness parking lot. If I was going to park in the Planet Fitness parking lot and sleep overnight, I don't go off to the side of the parking lot, that like this random car off to the side. I park right in the middle of everybody, right in front of Planet Fitness. Yes, it's people are coming and going and cars are coming and going, but not all night long. But that's where you want to be if you want to look like you might be in there working out. You know how, like you said about the emergency room, like this is where I'm going to be if I have an emergency, right? So this is where I'm going to be if I'm in there working out. I'm not going to be parked way over here. But the reason I parked way over there is because I wasn't going to sleep. I was going on a Zoom call, and it was the only spot I could find in the whole parking lot that was in a shade. It was under a tree. It was hot. The sun was hot. So I went under that tree, and I said, this is where I'm going to tuck myself. And I thought, if I decide after this Zoom meeting that I don't want to travel home and I want to sleep here, I'll just go in the mix of all the people that are working out, and I'll just park right in there. I would never park there. So I'm in the middle of the Zoom call. I'm like an hour in, and I get a knock on the side of my van. So I peek out, and I see that it's a cop. And I open my slide door, and I was just like, hello? And he's just like, yeah, just so you know, you can't sleep here. I said, I'm not sleeping. I'm on a Zoom call. He goes, oh, okay, no, I wasn't sure, and I just wanted you to know that there's no overnight parking. I said, yeah, I'm not here to sleep. And I wasn't in that spot to sleep. That was the truth. I was going to be over there. You know, if I was going to sleep, it was going to be over there. It wasn't going to be here, you know. So, and this was at 7 o'clock. The sun was still in my eyes. When I opened my side door, the sun was in my eyes. It wasn't like nighttime, sleep time.
Well, see, that's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Because
I wondered if he just wanted to check and see. Here's out of state. Let's just see if it looks like a druggie or somebody just
and
lingering
maybe
around.
that's what it is. Maybe it's because the cops got nothing better to do than go tell somebody in a van, go check every van that's there. Like, you can't sleep here.
I wonder only because it wasn't sleeping time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they had a problem in that parking lot.
I don't know.
So they've asked the police for extra attention to make sure people don't.
I've slept there before. On my way up, I slept there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, same one. I went to the same one. It was in South Portland, and but I wasn't even anywhere near the Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
The way I was parked in this parking lot, because Planet Fitness wasn't the only thing in this parking lot. There was a lot of things in this parking lot. I was away from all of it. I was way over here, like next to the street, not way over there where all the businesses are. I clearly was not going to any businesses. But like I said, it was 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was still, the sun was still shining,
Yeah.
you know? And it was just like, why would you assume I'm here to sleep? You know? Maybe because I had it looks like a camper.
Yeah.
But it's like at least let the sun go down before you accuse me of sleeping here,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But
but even in that, you did it in a friendly way, right? So he really wasn't accusing you. It's almost like I'm giving you a helpful hint here.
Just a helpful hint, yeah. And it was helpful because I did consider whether I was going to sleep there or go home, and then I decided to just go home. So after I hung up from the Zoom call at 7:30, I was like, let me make the hour and a half trip and just take it all the way home, because now I'm like, if I go into the mix of these cars, then they might remember me, you know. It's like, you know, didn't I tell you to go, you know? But other than that, if I was just in the mix of those cars,
you think it would have been different?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
But it's not where I wanted to sit at 6 o'clock at night. It was
Right.
5 o'clock.
Right.
I pulled in there at 5 o'clock to have my dinner and do this thing. I'm not looking for a place to sleep at 5 o'clock. You know?
Well, I don't remember what it was for. Oh, I know what it was. As I was in the Cracker Barrel behind the Holiday Inn, and I was just getting ready or doing whatever I was doing, and I heard a knock on my door, and it just startles me. But then it's like, okay, But I make sure, I'm like almost OCD about it, that I lock the doors. Whenever I turn out of the seat to go in the back of the van, I make sure that the door is locked first, because I don't want to be caught by surprise that, I'm in there and then all of a sudden somebody opened my door. So I know I do that. It's become habitual at this point. But so there's a knock on my door, and it was a guy in another RV in this lot, and he said, "I just want to tell you that this person in this camper right here is a big rig." And he said, "She runs that generator all night long. It's going to make you miserable if you park over here." So just a word, friendly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's
nice,
like you might want to go park over there because it's very loud. I don't know if she's got some medical issues or what. I mean, it was friendly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I thought that's okay. But it's startling.
Yeah,
when
it is
somebody
startling,
knocks,
Yeah.
I've seen some videos too, and I think that's the whole thing. Like people, and I know they ask you this too, do you feel safe? I have a little routine that I do. That I go, all right, I'm going to do this. I put some effort into this, little tiny bit of effort. It says I know my doors are locked. I'm a little OCD with my key fob, is that I have a little box, I have a little thing of mace, I have an alarm thing, and then I have my key fob, and then I'm always hitting it going, yep, it's locked. I'm like OCD, and then right before I go to bed, that thing goes in the box, and I go, lock it one more time. I go, it's locked. I go to sleep. And I go, if anything ever happened, I would just wake up, I'd have a little thing of mace, I have an alarm, and I have my key thing, and I'm usually in a place where there's other people like me. Do you know what I mean? That I feel like, because I know that if I'm in this parking lot and there's 5 other people like me there, if I hear an alarm going off in the middle of the night, I'm going to get up and see who's trying to hurt my buddies. Do you know what I mean? And I assume others would do the same thing for me. So there's like a safety in numbers when I do it. You know what I mean? And I go, and then you just let it go. I go, I saw in one of yours going, I don't walk through the world thinking people are out to hurt me. And when I first did this, I had my windows tinted, and then I would get outside the van and go look to see if you could actually see in there, right? And I go, you really can't see me. And then if I would sit in the van sometimes, I'd watch people walking by going, they're not even looking at me. People don't care.
They don't care.
You think that you're this big monstrosity. Mine is that people are gonna see me and be curious and want to hurt me or do something. I go, no, they don't. It's a nothing burger. And I go, no different than anywhere else I would be. If my number's up, my number's up, but I'm not worrying about it.
Right.
I'm not gonna poison my mind with that stuff.
Yeah.
It's the freedom of this is too much fun to poison my mind. So yeah, and like I said, is that I don't know anybody who's, although I've seen some. Actually, I only saw one where a girl said that some homeless man or something came up, but I don't really. It's not a big deal. It's not something that you
But
hear.
even
that
homeless
it's a big
men,
thing.
they're not dangerous people. They're just they're just.
Yeah.
They might just want a couple bucks.
Yeah.
They might just be coming car to car looking for a couple bucks.
Yeah. And so it's
they're harmless.
Yeah. And I think I'm glad you're doing this, because I think people should talk about it. Knock stories. They're something maybe we fear.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not something to fear.
Yeah. No, I've never got a knock other than this, but I don't even know whether to consider it a knock, because it wasn't even bedtime.
Yeah.
It would be like right now somebody coming and knocking on my van here saying, just so you know, you can't sleep here. I'd be like, no shit.
Well, like that guy telling us we can't walk here.
Yeah.
Mind your own business.
I know.
Who died and left you, boss?
Well, you're not the boss of this place.
You ain't the boss of me.
Hey, we're from Boston.
Who died and left you, boss?
But yeah, somebody yelled at us because we were walking on the side of the road instead of way over here on the walkway by the beach. We're just like, well, we're just going to our van right here. It's just like, we can't walk here. So you can still drive.
Plus, there's no signs that say don't walk here.
Yeah.
Busybodies. The busybodies.
It was, and 2 people, and it was men.
Yeah, 2 men.
Men yelling at us.
And
what happened to men whistling at us?
Those days are gone. And then what did we do? We just laughed at them. We laughed.
We said, "You're a silly, silly man."
Laugh.
You're silly.
Yeah. So it's interesting, right? But it's a good topic, because that it's something people I know they ask you a lot, like safety things, whatever. It's just not that big of a deal. Obviously.
Yeah.
You like with what I do is I go, I don't want to be stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I do a little precautionary stuff, and I look around, and I trust my intuition that if I don't feel right,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and go, maybe, maybe not. I'm going to go, I just don't like it. I'm going to move.
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yep.
And I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I'm going to trust it.
So does my knock count as a knock? Does this-
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Like the other one I got where, you know, I hadn't gone to bed yet, but the guy knocked. And it's any kind of knock is a little
Yeah, but
startling.
the knock to leave.
The knock to leave, yeah. Oh, that's
But I
a
mean,
yeah,
like
no.
the one you were sleeping.
No, that was a preemptive knock.
Yeah, that was
You
a
put
preemptive.
knock.
It just didn't even make any sense. So I don't really feel like I got the knock because I wasn't in that
Well,
spot
then, so
to
you're
sleep.
still a knock virgin.
I don't know. Am I a knock virgin or not? I don't know. Have I really got knocked up yet?
I don't think so. That's a whole other show, Oprah.